Are we here? Are we here? We are. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Crew SMP. Now, it's been a minute since I've been actually recording on the server. I've been on the server here and there. I've mainly been sick, so I haven't actually gotten on for a while. You can see there's a few things in my inventory. I have been working on stuff. I put up an Enderman farm in between episodes. That still needs modification. I'll show it off to you guys once it's actually fully done. Just right now, it's an event. Endermen are getting out, and it's not fixed. The trees also haven't been worked on because I've been avoiding doing them at all costs. But I don't remember if we covered this in my last episode or not, but we have updated our version. Meaning, excuse me, rude. We do have these little guys. I plan on this guy being fully aged down. Lore-wise, he's going to be aged down. And we'll handle that here in a second. But I also started covering these guys in grates. I'm going to let these age down a bit. And this room is also now handled. That's going to be a lore tidbit. This is going to be like a full desk area for the librarian or the researcher who used to work here. And then, of course, I'm going to come through and put in more decorative bits just throughout the hallways as I go. Not much has changed. Oh, that one's done. Oh, is that the one that's already aged? And this one aged. Okay, there we go. I also put the grates over these. I haven't done anything with this one either. I need to figure out what I want to do with the frog. I need to move the frog somewhere, but I don't know where. But I want these guys to kind of age down and make more of or less of a very orange feel down here and bring in that little bit of blue that's above the surface where this is kind of showing off that little bit of blue. I want this showing the same exact thing. Also, we are getting to the point where I need to start really finishing up how I'm doing things here, because outside of lore and all the other stuff, this base is virtually done. There's still a few tidbits here and there with the lore that I need to go through and handle. And a few, like, detail things, like this bedroom needs to be worked on a bit more. And then I need to come through and actually settle on what's happening down in here, because I actually don't know what I was going to put down here originally. I was thinking maybe a table in a kitchen. Maybe. But as far as that goes, all of these farms and stuff are about to be decommissioned because I'm about to be moving them to the mega base area. That's right. I've officially moved to my mega base area before I've even fully finished the space. Mainly it's the trees that have been holding me back. I'll be completely honest. I didn't want to mess with the trees. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and get this in place. Whenever I was working on this base beforehand, there were turtles in here. I went ahead and bred them up a few more times, got a few more eggs, and then just kind of... I don't want to say got rid of, because that's really mean, but it's kind of what happened. I couldn't get them out of the base, so they just kind of got. I'll be honest. But yeah, today is catching you guys up on everything that's kind of happened. I need to quickly run out to my mega base area to kind of show you guys what we're going to be working with. I don't remember if I showed this off in a video. I'm pretty sure I did a video over me moving out to the mega base area. So you guys have probably seen this before. But just to catch myself back up. Oh my god, it is bright orange in here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my gamma. But jumping off into here, you can kind of see what I'm working with here. This is going to be a whole thing later on. I do eventually want to come through and clear out all of these trees. And I have a bit of a design. It's not a full-fledged design yet. But I do have plans for a design. This is just going to be the center point. I wanted to go ahead and figure out how I wanted my portals to sit, and that's kind of how they're sitting now. And they are going to be decorated and stuff like this. This dark oak is not staying, it is changing. But for right now, just to get the platform in place, that's what I did. And I do need to come through and level off a lot of the ground area. Because, like I said, my base is kind of a dual tone type of thing. Where above ground, it's alien, it's very pale whites and pinks and cyans. And then under the ground, it's very grays and copper and orange. That's kind of what's happening below the ground. So I have to get those figured out. But I have been slowly picking back the trees. Like, I know for a fact I've taken out a few of the trees over here that were on the edge of this forest. I'm going to slowly keep taking out more of them, but I am recycling the leaves. Like, I'm kind of taking the leaves and using them in with the trees back at my other base. And I do plan on putting more cherry trees and a different type of tree into my base whenever this one is going up. But that's the plan. Whether that actually happens, I don't know. But this episode is mainly just me getting back into the swing of playing games again. But the video I'm recording today, I don't know if it's going to go out on time or I'm just going to be recording to record. But the main goal today is to get this base finished. That means sucking it up and doing the trees. I don't want to do the trees, but I need to do the trees. I need to get this base to a point where it's basically, I can move on. I don't need to be here any longer. I can go off and do other stuff. But that also means I need to get everything handled. Like, I obviously need to grow up the grass, but I also have to do, like, the detailing down here. That was the main thing that was over here, is I need to do the detailing in the base. That means waiting for all these trapdoors to age. Which is going to take forever. I did put them on every sort of thing. Except for the ones that are in there. I wasn't going to mess with those. So those are a whole different thing. Those are actually tied into a machine that's right there, and I don't want to risk that machine. But I think we should start with, first of all, I need to decommission this. I need the shelf to go. And I need it to become more of a decorative shelf. Inspiration, give me that. There's also just these guys up here. There's also all of this that's in there. Good lord. Okay. Time to start cleaning stuff up. There we go. Spectre now has her own little bed. This is going to need some trapdoors, and then I think I want to do another one of these hanging shelves above this, probably attached to the ceiling. And then probably do a different light source type in here because I don't want to use these. Probably hide a different light source in here somewhere. Because this room itself is very even. Like, there's no center block, except this is kind of a center block because it's in between everything, but even then, it's a 2-block center. The center is actually right here. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, it's a 1-block center. It's right here. But where would I put the light there? Nowhere. We wouldn't put a light there. Wonder if I were to take these and just put one on the desk. Is that enough in here? Like, I don't know because of my gamma thing that's going on right now. It does seem a little bit darker in here. but I think I kind of like that a bit more. Okay, let me go get some trapdoors. Here we go. Now that feels a bit better in general. Now I could envelop this a bit more if I use like tough, but I feel like it being like this is a bit more lore friendly to her. This is gonna take a lot. Okay. Do a bit of shelf there, bit of shelf there, and then you. This may be less useful, but it's a place where I can move the actual like beehives into here. So the actual finished one can go in there and the unfinished ones can go in there. And now I need to make a few different shelves. Bottles can go in there, and then honey bottles are the only thing that's going to be coming out of this. And then we have honeycomb blocks, and then honey blocks. There we go. And then, of course, my beehives are going to be stored back there. Now to get everything from this storage area that's in here into there. Okay, well that fixes this area. So we're working slowly. So that gave us our main starting area, and the bee farm is handled now. That means this area is handled, this area is handled, and the bee farm is handled. Or at least this bee farm. This one I feel like could probably do with probably a storage shelf or two. Okay. And that allows for that area to be done. So now that farm's done, that farm's decorated. This area's, for the most part, is decorated. I feel like I want to come through and maybe add some sort of foliage to these, and then probably take these barrels out because they're not needed anymore. They were originally my prep barrels for stuff I was working on, but I don't need them anymore. But there's actually one farm I'm planning on completely dismantling and moving. This one. I want to move it over there with all my other greenery farms, which is all of these over here. I actually want to do an offshoot of this farm and just put it back here. Just because it feels a bit awkward to have it in here with the lava of all things. Okay, new cactus farm, a bit bigger in size. It's only bigger by what? It's only bigger by 5. Instead of being a 2x2, it's now a 3x3. I'm going to be taking down the other one, so the glass from that one is actually going to come to be a part of this one. And then this is the new collection system. I do have this in here, but it's only going to be here temporarily. It's just a place for me to shove the extra stuff that is currently in my inventory. Okay, maybe not exactly how I wanted to get this area done, but that's all I really have time for the recording of this episode. I may end up throwing in a few bits here and there that I managed to get recorded between now and editing. But we did manage to turn quite a few of the farms into more aesthetic ones for whenever I move out, which is probably going to be here pretty soon. In between episodes, I'm going to be working on the trees, like I'm going to actually be working on them. Probably blaring music in my ears and hoping that the misery ends soon, but I will be doing those in between episodes. And I'll also be waiting on this guy to age out, because whenever we officially move over to the mega base, this guy's going to play a little bit of a role. I need you to age down, my guy. You're taking a while. But that's fine. You can take as much time as you need to. Anyway, we did actually manage to get one of our farms moved entirely to where it actually needs to be. Because I feel like this makes a bit more sense being back here with the Sea Pickle and Moss Farm rather than being right next to the Lava Farm. And the Lava Farm, that extra space that's in there, it's actually going to be turned into a bit of a smeltery. Slowly over time, I'm going to be getting rid of my storage room. My storage room is going to turn into aesthetic boxes and stuff like that, where still all my woods and bigger bulk resources like my woods, my stones, and my sands. So gravel, sand, concrete powder, all that's still going to stay in there, but a lot of my other stuff is going to move to more aesthetic areas. But I have to get those areas done first. But getting back into the swing of things, that was a nice time getting back into it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.